Well, it doesn't seem like we have much hope here. You know, as Paul, sin is everywhere. And then Jesus is telling us that we have to be awake all the time. So, do we have any hope? That's the beauty of the cross. Because it's only in the cross that we have salvation. What Paul is saying here is that, and he says it in some of his other writings as well, you know, we are torn because we are citizens of two worlds. Because of our baptisms, we are citizens of heaven and brothers and sisters of the Lord. But because we're human and we live here, we're subjected to the world in all its allurements. And there's plenty of them. And so I kind of think that, you know, I'm like a wishbone sometimes. You know, in which side am I going to snap on? You know, because remember we used to get those wishes? I don't know how many wishes I ever made. I don't think I ever got any of them. All right. But yet, God has given us all of that. And He's calling upon us to try. And I think that if we struggle, which I do, that's a sign that the Spirit is still in me. God never gives up on us. Pope Francis said, you know, we're the ones that give up on God. And so if we're struggling with sin and all the other things, that's a sign that there's a battle going on inside us, which is good. Because it's in that turmoil that we are strengthened. We don't like the battle. You know, I remember talking to a priest years ago about certain things, and he said, oh yeah, he says, all that stuff will go away about 8 hours after you're dead. You know, and it's just like, good grief, you know. That's who we are. God never gives up. Satan never gives up. Remember those Flip Wilson? You know, the devil made me do it. And the cartoons we grew up with, sometimes you had a little devil on this shoulder and the angel on this shoulder, you know, and then you'd see the two of them beating each other up, making us laugh about it. But there's a reality to that in terms of this constant turmoil back and forth. And I think that as we read the Scripture, I think, you know, we're reminded of the fact that, yes, that battle does continue in the world, but that God is more powerful than all that. Because Christ conquered sin and death. And all we have to do is keep coming to the cross, asking God for the strength that we need to go and battle in the world. And it's not a battle as sometimes we think about it. It's just this, it's the turmoil sometimes within us. Because sin is pervasive. It affects my life. It affects our families' lives. It affects the people around us. The only two that are sinless would be Jesus and his mother Mary. So we are innocent, but don't let it beat you down. So when we look at the Redemptress, the Passionist, Redemptress Mission Hill, you know, the Passionist mission is about preaching the good news of Jesus Christ, that he conquered sin and death. And I think the struggle, for the world today, and Christians in particular, is, do we really have an understanding of who Jesus is for us? Or is he just a good luck charm? If we really understand who Christ is, and take it from the intellectual and put it into our hearts, it changes our lives and our outlook on the world. And if you ever wonder about who God is in the world, just look around you. I mean, this is a beautiful time of year. You know, especially the next few days are going to be so nice, I guess, you know. The leaves are changing. The gardens are in full bloom. The grass is green. Even the weeds, we've had so much rain. And just maybe sometimes just sit outside and look up. Watch the clouds go by. I'll go out there at night. There's been a moon this week. I don't know, last night I was kind of tied up, but it's just beautiful. All part of God's creation for us. And if we struggle to find goodness maybe in our lives, in the struggles we have, we can look to the beauty of God and the beauty of his creation. Because, see, as God created the world, he created us as well. And he loves us more than any star or any moon or any ocean, because we are created in the image and the likeness of God. And that should mean something to us. So today, turn your prayer to God and ask him to help you appreciate the gifts of creation, that we're part of it, but that he loves me more and draws us, each and every one of us, to that closer relationship with him. Open your hearts to let him in, because it can be transformative. It can help us see the struggles we have, but that we don't give up, because God is always with us. Please stand now for the prayer of the faithful.